Welcome to the session 55, that is Principles of World Trade Organization. World Trade Organization Trading System. The main learning objective is to study the various principles of World Trade Organization trading system. After this session, the students will be able to understand the various principles of World Trade Organization trading system in detail with various favorable principles of WTO. World Trade Organization establishment of the World Trade Organization as the successor to the GATT as on January 1st, 1995 under the Marrakesh Agreement places global trading system on a firm constitutional footing through evaluation of international economic legislation as an outcome of the Uruguay round of GATT negotiations. India became a founder member of the World Trade Organization by ratifying the World Trade Organization Agreement on December 30, 1994. The principles of World Trade Organization system includes the various principles. One is the trade without discrimination. In this trade without discrimination, there are two sub principles. One is most favored nation MFN. Most favored nation or MFN treatment includes treating other people equally under the World Trade Organization agreement. Countries cannot normally discriminate between their trading partners. Grant someone a special favor, such as a lower customs duty rate for one of their product, and you have to do the same for all other World Trade Organization members. This principle is known as most favored nation treatment MFN. It is so important that it is the first article of the General Agreement on Tariffs and Trade, which governs trade in goods. MFN is also a priority in the General Agreement on Trade in Services, that is GATS Article 2, and the Agreement on Trade Related Aspects of Intellectual Property Rights, that is TRIPS Article 4. Although in each agreement the principle is handled slightly differently. Together, those three agreements cover all three main areas of trade handled by the WTO. Next is national treatment. Treating the foreigners and locals equally. That is the trade in national treatment. Imported and locally produced goods should be treated equally, at least after the foreign goods have entered the market. The same should apply to foreign and domestic services and to foreign and local trademarks, copyrights, and patents. This principle of national treatment is also found in all the three main World Trade Organization agreements, that is Article 3 of GATT, GAAT, Article 17 of GATS, and Article 3 of TRIPS, TRIPS, which are abbreviated in the MFN treatment. Although, once again, the principle is handled slightly differently in each of these. National treatment applies only once a product. This national treatment only applies once a product, service, or item of intellectual property has entered the market. Therefore, charging custom duty on an import is not a violation of national treatment, even if locally produced products are not charged an equivalent tax, because those products are imported. Import duty is common for certain governments. Next principle is free trade gradually through negotiation. Lowering trade barriers is one of the most obvious means of encouraging trade. The barriers concerned concern, include custom duties or tariffs and measures such as import bans or quotas that restricts quantities selectively. From time to time, other issues such as red tape and exchange rate policies have also been discussed. Since GATT's creation in GATT's creation in 1947-48, there have been 8 rounds of trade negotiations. A ninth round under the Doha Development Agenda is now underway. At first, these focused on lowering tariffs or customs and duties on imported goods. As a result of the negotiations, by the mid of 1990s, industrial countries tariff rates on industrial goods had fallen steadily to less than 4%. But by the mid but by the 1980s, the negotiations had expanded to cover non-tariff barriers on goods and to the new areas such as services and intellectual property. Opening markets can be beneficial, but it also requires adjustment. The WTO agreements allow countries to introduce changes gradually through progressive liberalization. Here, developing countries are usually given longer to fulfill their obligations. Next principle is predictability through binding and transparency. Sometimes promising not to raise a trade barrier can be as important as lowering one, because the promise gives business a clearer view of their future opportunities. With stability and predictability, investment is encouraged. Jobs are created and consumers can fully enjoy the benefits of competition. Choice and lower price with the choice and lower prices. The multilateral trading system is an attempt by government to make the business environment stable and predictable. In the WTO, when countries agree to open their market for goods or services, they bind their commitments for goods. These bindings amount to ceilings on customs tariff rates. Sometimes countries tax import at rates that are lower than the bound rates. Frequently, this is the case in developing countries also. In developed countries, the rates actually charged and the bound rates tend to be the same. Here, a country can change its bindings, but only after negotiation with its trading partners, which could mean compensating them for loss of trade. One of the achievements of the Uruguay round of multilateral trade talks was to increase the amount of trade under binding commitments. In agriculture, 100% of products now have bound tariffs. The result of all this a substantially higher degree of market security for traders and investors. Next principle is promising fair competition. The World Trade Organization is sometimes described as free trade institution, but that is not entirely accurate. The system does allow tariffs and, in limited circumstances, other forms of protection. More accurately, it is a system of rules dedicated to open, fair, and undistorted competition. The rules on non discrimination, MFN, and national treatments are designed to secure fair conditions of trade. So, two are those on dumping, means such as exporting at below cost to gain market share and subsidies. The issues are complex and the rules try to establish what is fair or unfair. And the matter is how government can respond in particular by charging additional import duties calculated to compensate for damage caused by unfair trade. Many of the other World Trade Organization agreements aim to support fair competition in agriculture, intellectual property, services, etc. Among these, the aim is to support fair competition. For example, The agreement on government procurement, a plurilateral agreement, because it is signed by only a few World Trade Organization members. It extends competition rules to purchases by thousands of government entities in many countries, and so on. The last principle, that is encouraging development and economic reforms. The World Trade Organization system contribute to development. On the other hand, developing countries need flexibility in the time they take to implement the system's agreements. And the agreements themselves inherit the earlier provisions of GATT that allow for special assistance and trade, trade concessions for developing countries. Over the three quarters of World Trade Organization members are developing countries and countries in transition to market economies. During the 7.5 years of the Uruguay round, the same time, over 60 of these countries implemented trade liberalization programs autonomously. At the same time, developing countries and transition economies were much more active and influential in the Uruguay round negotiations than in any previous round. And they are even more so in the current Doha development agenda. So these are all the various principles of World Trade Organization. The first principle is trade without discrimination, in that both include most favored nation, that is treating the people equally under the World Trade Organization agreements. Next is national treatment, treating the foreigners and locals equally in all the matters. Next is free trade, gradually through negotiation with the lower trade barriers to encouraging the trade. Predictability through binding and transparency for maintaining the transparency in the agreements. Next is promoting fair competitions for encouraging the free trade among the nations. Next, encouraging development and economic reform for development of the country economically. These are all the principles of World Trade Organization.